solved a lot of that mentality by getting rid of that mentality and not circling ourselves with that mentality. But when somebody approaches you and they say, "Hey, boss, I need to talk about my check," and I'd be like, "Okay, what's up?" Why is it so low? Well, maybe because you only had 20 hours or whatever time frame they had. You know, well, man, this ain't going to work. I can't live on this. I need a raise. No, man, you don't need a raise. You need to figure out how you can get to work every day. You know, why don't you try working 5 days first? See how many hours available. Get those hours that are available. But what I would do, I would say, okay, man, hey, man, I thought I was going to improve their attendance by paying them more money. There's so many more things that go into it than just more money. More money's not going to fix a person's attendance. Now, it might help a little bit, for a pay period or two. But after that, you haven't changed the mindset of the person that their dog ate their homework again. I think you need to make a company culture change is what you need to do. That's what I had to do to fix the problem. So when they come up to you and say, hey, boss, we need to talk about my check, and then they run out and say, I need to find a new job, man. I can't make no money here. Ain't no money to be made here. No, there's plenty of money to be made here. There's plenty of money to be made at your place. All you got to do is come to work. All you got to do is come to work. Why don't you try a full week without missing or without being late or without having to take your aunt's friend's dog to the vet for the 42nd time? Stop coming up with excuses and come to work. Get the hours that are available, but then that requires you to have a culture change within your company as the owner. Because when you employ people like that, that's the mindset you get for that. That's your reward, if you will. That's the reward. And when you're trying to talk to somebody new about coming on to your company, and I mean, this is something we could make a whole show out of, and we're only going to talk about it for a few minutes. But how many times does somebody walk through that door and they tell you, man, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I can run any piece of equipment you got. I'm going to be at work every day. Now, why would a guy tell you he's going to be at work every day unless he's had a problem showing up to work every day somewhere? And that's why he got fired. I've only applied for, I don't know, I'm trying to think, maybe 3 jobs in my life. So I don't have a whole lot of experience at applying for jobs. But I remember when I was 16, I went out and I applied for a job and working for a company, fast food. It was called Burger Queen. You may not have ever heard of them. Most of them are gone now. They went to Druthers, but that doesn't even matter. But I do know I didn't walk into that job, and you think, Wayne, you don't remember that. No, I do, because I didn't have the option of not showing up to work because my parents would have beat my butt. You make a commitment, you follow through the commitment. So I didn't walk in there and say, man, I promise I'll be here every day. How many times haven't you heard somebody say that? I'll be at work every day. I don't miss work. I need to work. I need the money. Those should almost be immediate turnoffs. Or that's what I've learned over 42 years is, when a guy says, I don't know, you just get tired of hearing the excuses. But if you want a different result, goes back to the Albert Einstein thing. When you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity. You got to make a culture change within your company. going back to Will just the other day. He didn't come in and say, I'm not going to miss a day. He came in and said, I need to work. You may say, well, that's the same thing. No, you guys, if you haven't heard it enough and you haven't talked to enough people trying to find somebody to work with you and do a good job for you, it's all in how they say it. And when they have to talk about the last person they worked with, me and Kyle were talking about this other guy we hired a few weeks ago that didn't work out, that wasn't going to miss any days. I'm not going to miss any days. I'll be at work every day. The other guy I worked for was an idiot. He was running his business out of Florida, blah, 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 blah. Everything was about how bad this business owner was. Why is the business owner the one that's always, quote unquote, the idiot? And in some cases, maybe they are. But in most cases, we're not stupid. But that perception is that we are. But again, it goes back to the mindset of the person that you're talking to. So we got to look for a different mindset and know that there's certain trigger points when somebody walks into your office or walks up to your truck or walks up to you. I know everybody doesn't have an office. I remember those days well.